message. Got the message. You want to play? That's fine.
What do we have to play today? I thought we were just hanging out.
Oh, we can hang out. That's nice. It's as long as it's a break from
From
whatever.
life. Yeah, from life. I get it. I get it. Okay. Okay. So last time we met, you were basically at a small camp that was maybe a day's ride south to the main camp of the cultists, where all the wagons and all the loot from a dozen raiding parties kind of headed. And you had a couple of interesting encounters there. I think that Mel met Mikaro, who was probably from the Fae, and he basically gave you this bag of devouring and said that you'll do a great favor to the crown if you'll take the eggs and put them inside.
Yeah, only he didn't say which crown.
Yeah, exactly. And
Sorry about that.
So that was kind of your thing, and at that point, or this time, Enhal and Lanthra, like she became very pale, and then there was a holy symbol of miracle that kind of appeared on her forehead, and she spoke in a voice that was not her own, and she wanted to kiss you in order to kind of avert death's touch or something like that. You refused and kind of pushed her back. During that time, I think it was Elythlorn who was occupied with a bunch of bandits, but you basically kind of used magic, I think, to put them to sleep and to tell them that no one should mess with you, basically. You decided to leave that back camp and you headed toward the main camp. You saw this weird attack on the camp. It seems like some sort of shadows. One of them attacked you. I think it was the night before, but then you saw those shadows kind of feed on cultists and mercenaries stationed at some guard posts, which was really weird. And then you arrived at the camp, and seems like no one really noticed you. You came in Sylvia's wagon, still stamped, and you managed to kind of survey the area, spy a little bit, and you found out that there was someone called Nightscale. Like people call her the dragon lady, and she is managing basically this site. You also learned that there are a couple of leaders to the cult. Some of them are they're called worm speakers, and you have learned that Nightscale is the black one. Seems like there is a white one that is very interested in Eliath for some reason. And you also learned that prisoners, anyone who got caught along the raids, are basically being killed and sent to the nearby cave, and the treasure is also there. And there is some rumor that you probably can verify that dragon eggs are being stored or about to hatch there. And I think that we ended by Cedric kind of leaving the tent that you managed to kind of acquire, and you wanted to kind of survey the area. And at that point, Sylvius, who escaped you a couple of sessions back in Greenest, kind of managed to point at you. It seems like the whole camp was kind of rallied at this point. Anything that I missed or anything you want to point out before we continue?
Looks like we're screwed. We just aggroed the entire camp.
Nah, we got this. Come on, time for initiative. Like, how many can there be? We can do this.
Okay, so
movement speed is 30 feet.
Yeah, so
did we just for to reassure on meta? Did we have any engagements from our last rest? So meaning, are we all good on our resources and spell slots and stuff like this?
No, as far as I remember, you pushed through the night and you didn't really stop to rest.
We did sleep, or try to sleep, but that was when the shadow
Exactly.
undead creatures attacked us to drain our life.
Yes,
Exact-
yes, yes. Okay.
Exactly. So you're currently kind of not well rested, but so far no exhaustion points or something like that. So far.
But I think all the damage that we took was healed, but some have used spells that we haven't recovered. Like Elias, who used the Sky Self.
Yeah. That only lasts an hour and now it's gone. I don't have any more first level spells. Or second level spells. Yeah, we
Okay.
haven't slept since the keep
Yeah.
Oh,
in
okay.
Greenstone.
I'm not pretty sure we slept on the way
Yeah.
in
I
the
mean,
session that I missed.
right. You had
Yes.
a couple of days ride, and you managed to sleep on one of them, but the second one, your night sleeps was interrupted by the shadow attack, and so from that point till now, no real full night's sleep.
But no serious engagements?
No, only the shadow creatures, as far as I remember.
Correct.
Okay.
We rested before coming to the small camp where we got the horses for the wagon.
Exactly. So what do you want to do? You're basically some of you are in a small tent. I think Cedric is outside.
I'm the only one outside as far
yeah.
as I know.
Exactly.
So,
So
yeah.
the tent is kind of overlooking the camp, which looked like a shoehorn. There's a valley, like a ton of carts basically parked. All of them are being inspected by Renari, who is just kind of sitting there. People, mostly kobolds, kind of unload the wagons. You left Sylvius's wagon there, and you went to the tent. So at this point, in which Sylvius is kind of pointing at you, what do you want to do?
I'll say, hopefully so quiet so nobody else could hear, but only the ones inside the tent. We got some trouble, but try to stay hidden. And then I'll shout, "Hey, Syl! Hi! How are you? You made it here!" And then I'll start walking towards him.
Amazing. So as Cedric is walking
Just
towards,
smiling and like, "Hey!" waving to him.
so as Cedric is walking towards Sylvius, what the rest of you want to do?
I'll send out the owl out of the. Well, it doesn't have to be in the tent. I summon the owl somewhere out of the tent and just use it to fly a little bit overhead so that it stays basically more or less as well as possible out of sight, but it helps me to see what's going on without looking out of the tent.
Okay, the owl's outside, and you kind of send him away. Eliath and Hal?
I poke my head outside, like the back of the tent, maybe, and see if anybody's around, and waiting for a chance for us to sneak out.
Okay, make a
The best
perception
way to
check.
sneak out.
Make a perception check.
Come on. Well, it's not too bad. 12.
Okay. And Hal?
In the meantime, I'll try to also take a look and see if somebody is running at us or on Cedric.
Okay, so you kind of, so while Eliath is poking his head at the back of the tent, you poke your head
go from
at
the
the front.
front.
Okay, make a
Yes.
perception check as you see Cedric kind of, hey, and descends the...
13.
Okay, 13. So Cedric, Sylvius is kind of pointing at you, and a couple of guards are around him, and he stops mid-sentence, whatever he was saying to the guards, and he looks really surprised. What do you want to say or do? Or
Hey. I'll just go through. "Hey, Syl, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy you made it out of Greenest. Don't worry about the wagon. We got it here safely. I know that you had something very important to do with those villagers with weapons showed up and you ran. Like, you probably saw something elsewhere you had to deal with. But don't worry. We took care of it. We handled the wagon. And everything is good. You don't have to worry about anything. But why did you run away from all that loot, by the way?
so he kind of obviously was telling like a totally different story to the guards. Make a. So, what are you trying to kind of make him, cooperate with you, or are you trying to kind of
I'm-
intimidate him into silence?
I'm
Like what?
trying to make him look bad in front of all the others and hopefully make a more believable story than he told.
Okay. Make a deception check. Like you're basically trying to kind of address. I'm assuming the people around him and not
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm speaking loudly so everybody can hear, and also hopefully drawing all attention to me and not on anybody else who might be around.
Okay.
And that's 20, not a natural 20, but a dirty 20.
Okay. Um. So at this point, you can see some guards. Most of them were, just standing and kind of guarding the trail of carts. And at some point, they kind of detached themselves from him. He was obviously telling them this, story with his hands, kind of fluffing a battle of some sort, and you being kind of in it in one way or the other. And then he said, "What? That was not like that at all, at all. You attacked
So,
me."
so you didn't run away and hide. We couldn't find you.
That
We,
was
we took we took care of the trouble, and you were just gone.
it wasn't that at all. And he addresses the guards and starts like this elaborate tale. Like I was there. I had like 4 wagons full of loot, and then they came in and they slaughtered my companion. And they took over my cart. It was not like that. Look, he's lying. You can see his friends. They're his friends. That person you're looking for. And he kind of points up to wherever you came from. And at this point, you notice at the side of your eye, you notice Renari. He was kind of hunched over a table with this huge book, writing, all the whatever the details of the loot that is coming in. As he hears like that man that you search for, he turns around, and you can see that he has, how is it called when you have only one kind of a monocle or something like that? Just one silvery, semi-transparent monocle, and he's kind of staring at you through it, and you get kind of the hair on the back of your neck kind of stands.
Yes.
And then he kind of looks around. Eliath and Enhal. So Eliath, as you look back, you don't see anyone approaching the tent. Enhal, as you look down and where Cedric is headed, you can see a couple of people, mostly mercenaries, are kind of standing up, hands on their weapons, like anticipating a fight or something like that. And they start to kind of spread around the camp to kind of maybe circle and eventually arrive at your position, but it will take them some time.
If you're looking for friends, I'm pretty sure they were getting some food. We were pretty hungry when we got here.
Yeah, Life, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I poke my head back in. Let's get out of here immediately. And I, with my short sword, I cut a nice hole on the back of the tent, and I want to lead them out to sneak away from here before the hole closes of the people surrounding us.
Okay.
Yes, people are surrounding us, so let's leave, but silently.
Yes.
Okay.
The owl, as
yes.
as it kind of flies around, you can see a kobold, who was next to Renari. Renari kind of whispers something in his ear, and the owl tells you that this kobold went straight into the cave.
Okay. Mal will come back out of her trance from looking through her owl, and she'll pull her face off and look like kobolds, like one of these kobolds. And if you make an Arcana check and you succeed, you would probably realize that she did something strange that is similar to disguise self. And then she will stick her head out of the tent as disguised as a kobold and yell, "There's nobody here in this tent!"
And you can hear tent, 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 tent. Kind of her her voice echoes around the camp, and hell, at this point you see the people who are kind of approaching, like they stand confused. And Cedric, you see one of the guards kind of look at Sylvius, like he turns his back to you and kind of looks at Sylvius and says, "If this is just one more of your tricks," and they have like, no, swear it, I swear it, these guys are murderers, they'll slaughter us all, like that person is a liar, I was all in, like I'm telling you, 4 cards full of loaded.
Yes, you're right. I did kill those that were coming to attack you. I did. I'm sure most of us here have killed someone. Well, maybe not you. You seem to run away from all your trouble whenever something happens. I thought you were like brave and part of the raid, or were you just there to get loot for yourself? As you said, there were 4 wagons. We only found 1. Where did you hide the other 3?
And where when when you say that, it seems like there is some, like he puts his hands back and you see that he's fiddling in his pockets. Obviously you can see them a little bit loaded, so he probably fled with something and brought it here. So he's really kind of worried right now. The guard turns to you, Cedric, and says, "I do see 1 cart. No 4.
Yeah, it's the one right there that we delivered here. That he left unattended.
Okay. I think I understand what's going on. Come over here and let's settle this in front of Renari. Sylvius?"
I'll come.
And at this point, kind of 2 like mercenaries grab the halfling who's trying to kind of scream, "No, you got it all wrong." And they grab him in one arm here, 2 feet above the ground, No, there was a paladin with her and a little girl. And when he says like a little girl, like paladin and a little girl, you can see the guards kind of really confused. They said, no, I swear it.
I'll laugh like, oh, and what about the unicorn? And then I'll then just like stab one of the guards, like, right, the unicorn.
And like it seems like most of it kind of burst out laughing. Yeah, come on, we'll settle this in front of Renari. And basically there's kind of this small commotion, like entourage, following you and the guards. Most of them, like they're trying really hard not to laugh, but so they carry the halfling toward Renari. Mel, Eliath, Enhal, anything you want to do?
I look at Mel and ask her, "What's this?"
And I also say, "You guys coming? Let's sneak out of here."
Well, Mel, she comes back into the tent, first of all. And then she says, "Well, it's my kobold disguise. What else? You like it?"
It's
bad.
awesome.
Well, she looks like one of those kobolds. Now,
Nice.
for now.
Also, technical question: did we get a chance to short rest since we got into this camp?
No.
Damn it! Because I actually have arcane recovery, so maybe in the future. Well, then I encourage y'all again. Let's sneak out of here. I think we're gonna be encircled. Stealth?
Yeah, well, maybe we should.
Yes.
Well, maybe we should.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so you go out through the back of the tent?
Yes.
Can we look before we exit to see if there's any attention towards the tent or they are all looking at Cedric.
Yeah.
Make it up.
Let me check again with the owl. So Mel goes.
Okay.
Her eyes. The
So-
kobold's eyes.
The owl kind of goes up, and then what you see, it kind of happened in parallel. You can see Cedric, 2 guards, and the halfling arrive at Renari at the same time when a creature who resembles like a humanoid dragon, it's not a dragonborn, okay? It looks like a dragon kind of compressed and molded into human form. And this formidable creature who is wearing this black emile-plated armor with a ferocious blade held in her hand. She's basically stepping out of the cave mouth and meeting Renari exactly when Cedric arrives there. And all of the camp goes kind of and they all look at her and at Renari. So Anhal, to your question, and this is what the owl see, no one is looking at the tent right now.
And no one is looking at the tent. They're all. But what are we going to do about our companion?
We're gonna sneak in close to intervene if we need to. I just don't want to be seen.
Okay.
So we sneak from the back and try to approach Cedric.
Yeah, because this tent is being encircled, so that's why, basically.
Okay, so
Cedric doesn't look worried. He looks like he's having fun.
Good for him.
Makes
So-
me more worried.
So imagine the camp like this, like the 2 guard towers that you passed are basically the entrance to the cave. You're situated like on top of it. So you exit the tent. You can circle back to the cave, to the guard towers, and to the entrance of this small valley, or you can circle the top and just be above the cave opening and Cedric, so you look at all this scene from above. Where do you want to
Oh,
take
that's
it?
perfect. Yeah, I don't want to leave the camp because we still gotta get into the cave.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the second option sounds better.
Okay, so you 3 make a stealth check as you're trying to kind of go there, trying not to be seen. Cedric, as you approach, you can see this dragon lady emerge from the camp, and that tiny kobold kind of is following her footsteps, trying to kind of not get too close to her, but on the other side, it doesn't want to kind of get too far. Renari is like looking at you up and down with his monocle, and you get this weird feeling that this a glass thing is probably magical or something like that, because as soon as he finishes looking at you, he looks at the draconic creature and kind of nods as if all clear. And she's silent, she's not saying anything, but she holds the blade. And Renari looks at you and says, yes, recruit, anything you want to say?
Yep. I thought I already made myself clear. I was one of those in greenest helping out there. I saw Still here getting attacked by a couple of villagers with improvised weapons, and he ran away.
Renari kind of looks at the halfling who seems to be kind of lost, and he tells the kobold, how much did we pay for his small portion of loot? And the kobold kind of runs through the books and says, 73 gold pieces, sir. And then Renari looks at you. Can you point at the cart in which you came in?
Yes, and I'll look around like where it is, and oh, that one over there. I assume I can see it.
Make a perception check as you do.
Oh.
What was the stealth check
Okay.
that you guys did?
9 for
I
me.
got a
Not bad.
9.
12.
What was your perception check?
23, natural 20.
Okay, so as you kind of look at the cart, you can see your three friends. One of them is a kobold now, a small one, and the kobold is like running like this and pointing the way. And you can see Angel, like Darth Vader, kind of walks in there and bumps into all kinds of things, and Eliathlon kind of trying to be like this. So all the three caricatures of people who try to be sneaky but fail miserably. So you can kind of see them as you address.
Now I don't know if what Syl was planning, but it seemed to me, and I'll try to like speak a bit louder to maybe draw like others' attention. Like it seemed like he was running away to me at least. Maybe he has another explanation why he was walking away. And I know it was pretty dark, but there was a bit of fire in the air there, and I did see what appeared to look like a wet stain on his trousers. But that might not be true, but it just appeared like that to me, at least. But who knows? Still, maybe you can explain what happened to your trousers. Like, tell these people like what you did, and hopefully I'm drawing more attention to what is happening here.
So you definitely do, and as you kind of exaggerate, at some point the dragon lady kind of she had enough, so she kind of goes intervenes and says, "Enough! I demand loyalty from my troops."
I'll respectfully bow to her and just be silent.
This is not some sort of a banditry expedition of some sort. We have a purpose. And she kind of draws the blade, which is like a dual sword, jagged. It looks like you need 3 men to kind of lift it. And she kind of points it at the halfling, who become suddenly like really still. The 2 guards kind of drop him and go back. And he's like falling on his knees in front of her, but addressing you, Cedric. And tell her it's just a joke. A joke. Come on. It was a little bit of fun. You got the card. Everything is good. Come on. It's please don't let it end like this. And all the camp is basically looking at this scene. Mal, Elith, and Enhal, what do you want to do when you kind of arrive at your position? Let's call it this way.
Well, I mean, when in Rome,
Okay.
Maybe we should sneak into the cave.
Well, shouldn't I send the owl in first at least?
Of course, always.
So how far from the cave are we?
So you're just right above it. You could kind of probably descend very like if you won't kind of cause any avalanche or small debris or something like that, you might be able to kind of sneak in, because it seems like the entire camp is kind of looking this way, and the camp is and the cave is that way. But it is dangerous. Like, you are in midday. I think it's midday, right? I'm not sure. I don't remember if I said anything about the. I think it's kind of midday.
Early in the day, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So it is like
we came in during the morning.
Exactly. So it is in plain sight. So you need to kind of signal Cedric or something like that to kind of exaggerate even more, or make it like a bigger scene to make sure that no one is looking. But it's possible.
I also have feather fall, so we can lightly touch down, so we don't make any noise.
Okay, let's send it out first, and Mel will just let the owl fly in and get her again scry through the eyes of the owl to see what is maybe what is in the cave.
It makes sense. So it seems like the mouth of the cave is kind of covered with all kinds of natural growth, bushes and roots and whatever. it is guarded, but it seems like the guards are outside after the kobold went outside, and they're basically kind of transfixed into.
Okay, so what Mel could do is because she can make the owl appear or disappear if it's within 30 feet.
Mhm.
So if we're that close, she could actually make the owl disappear if the owl is somewhere and make the owl reappear like behind the guards.
Yeah.
If we're close enough.
All I'm saying is that the guards are not in the cave mouth. It seems like they stepped out as soon as.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, so it seems like there is some sort of a lapse in security right now. Let's call it this way.
Yes, great. So we will use this this lapse to let the owl do its thing, like soundless flight and night vision and all these cool investigative stuff.
Elias, do you want to try and kind of signal Cedric that you want him to, or not? It's fine. It's fine not to do that, right? I mean, I'm not.
If you keep looking over at me, Cedric, from the side of your eye, I'm just like, and go, and make a noise or something, and be dramatic.
I'm still just respectfully being quiet.
Okay, but we know, like.
She kind of points the tip of the sword toward the halfling and asks you, Cedric, what faith should we bestow upon this petty thief?
If it was me, I'm not assuming anything here, of course, but if it was up to me, I think the best thing that he could do to make this up to our great the great queen, the word was going there for a minute, is to sacrifice himself to her in her name.
Make a, I would say, a persuasion check.
Tomorrow though, sacrifice tomorrow, not right now.
No, not that. You kind of started well enough, and you can see her like she was very appreciative of the fact that you are offering to do something in the name of. But then you said sacrifice himself, and that it doesn't sit just right with the creed of the Dragon Queen. But so it seems like this worm speaker is kind of trying to kind of adjust to that. So make a check.
Yeah, that's an 18.
Okay. At this point, you can see that the entire camp is kind of transfixed on this. So Angel and Mal and Elias, you understand, like, you have a chance. If you go now and you rock your rolls, it means that you might be getting into the cave without anyone noticing. And Mal, I'm assuming that you are getting some, sense of whatever it is inside. Okay, I'll describe it a little bit later. But if you want it, it has to be now. Otherwise, it's totally okay to stay at the ledge there. Let me know.
I vote now. I cast. If you guys give me the thumbs up, I cast Featherfall on both of you and me. For us to jump right behind the guards. How many guards are there, by the way?
Just 2. Transfixed at Cedric and Nightskill, probably.
I also, what do you guys say? Good or bad?
Let's do it.
Okay, perfect. Then
I love your background right
Yeah.
now. So
How
you did
did-
that.
Was it on purpose?
There were like fireworks behind you. when you
Yeah.
did it.
me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you did thumbs
Behind
up.
you.
That's weird.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, again.
Oh, there it is.
I have my
Awesome.
camera
I
turned
want
off.
that. Mel is like, I want that. How do you do this? The light on. When I'm going to be Fair Queen, I will have that.
Interesting. It doesn't. It's not showing. Oh yeah, it did. It did. Okay. Anyways, so that's my featherfall spell. As we all just I fall down,
It's,
and
I had
I
an
hold my
entire
action.
campus around to look at the fireworks.
it's hilarious.
Crap. Yeah, those fireworks I had in my pocket lit up. No, I hold my action to cast sleep if they turn around.
Okay, so Cedric at this kind of very very far, like in your kind of field of vision, you can see the three kind of hold hands and jump and kind of slowly like leaves drop.
Trustful.
Yeah, exactly. Drop silently to the and they vanish into the cave mouth. So your roll was 18, you said, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't smile, but you kind of sense that she took it more of a lapse in knowledge and not something else. But she kind of nods and says, "He will be fed to the newborns," and then she curls the tip of the blade, and like it almost like it was in a flash of any, and Sylvius didn't even have time to kind of shriek. He was like, "Ruh!" And then his head fell off from his shoulder, and like all the camp are like. At this point, she leans to whisper something to Renari. If you want to try and kind of grab it, make a perception check.
Yes. Let's see if I can roll well again. Oh, not quite so good. That's 10.
Okay. Something about expediting and attention, something like that. Too much attention, expedite. And then he kind of nods, and she walks towards the entrance of the camp, where all of the troops kind of go, left and right to kind of make room for her. And as she walks out, the blue dragon kind of flies above the camp. Everyone are like, "Ugh." It lands. She climbs on his back, and they take off.
Okay. Well, that went better than I expected.
This is gorgeous. Everyone are kind of transfixed, and we're like they surround you and like, "Oh my god, I can't believe she spoke with you. It's amazing, and he deserved it, and like what a liar, and this is not like in the spirit of what we're trying to do here." And people kind of shake your hands, etc. The only one who doesn't seem to be kind of taken by this huge affection, it seems like all the camp is having toward you, is Renari, who eye you with some sort of suspicions, but you kind of get, through reading his body language or something like that, that he doesn't have anything to latch on. It's just probably a gut feeling that he has, but he doesn't like you.
No. I will like join in with the crowd for now and like say, "Oh yeah, phew, that was an honor. I didn't expect her to show up to deal with this. Like, I thought this was just like a minor thing and everything." And talk to them, try to learn and directly like more about how they deal with things, how what I might have said that might have been wrong. So learn to be better fake it next time. Like learn more about them, like how they do things. Like, oh, this is the first time I've actually seen her. How often does she show up? And like whatever I can learn from them.
Okay, so you're basically taken by this small mob of kind of people who pat you on the back and offer to buy drinks and celebrate kind of the fact that the most revered leader of the cult in this region, at least, kind of went out and actually spoke to you, and a lot of people kind of go to you and ask you how it was and what did she say to you and how did she look like, and it was like a lot of people got really excited by her presence. You keep in mind, though, that those two well-armored guards that were, far from the cave mouth are now kind of looking, left and right and going back to their posts with Renari
Yeah,
continuing. Yeah.
I'm aware, but I'm sure they can handle it in there, and I can hopefully learn some more information out here.
Okay.
That's my thought, and also I hope not to draw too much attention to myself and where the others might be by just suddenly leaving right after. That might be suspicious also.
Yeah.
If I just left.
No, I get it. I get it. Okay. So you guys, you can hear the commotion outside, and it seems like inside is mostly damp. So the cave mouth is, like as I told you, full of kind of growth and roots, and there's dampness to the inside part of it. You kind of huddle inside and allowing the owl to kind of make a run for it. The owl basically reports two things, like the opening kind of twist to the right, and there is a what appears to be how it's called, like stalagmites and stalactites, right? I'm not sure which one is pointing, but let's say that there are both, right? So there's quite a larger space. Again, looks natural, made of stone, dirt. Everything is kind of dripping. It's hot. It's moist here. And as the owl kind of turns around there, you can see that this cave is opening into two parts. One of them, a very small descent into what appears to be a cave chamber full of fungus. And the kind of owl has enough brains not to kind of go into that area. And the second area is a tight passageway that opens up later, but in each side of the opening there is a posted guard. Those guards seems to be like on uniform, so they're wearing black, similar to the armor that their leader probably was wearing. They are both armed with swords and short crossbows and shields. Seems to be very alert. So the owl is kind of, hovering in that area, aware that in each way that he might pick, there might be trouble if you are not around.
Okay, so I let the owl vanish for now and tell my friends what I saw.
Okay.
Do we know?
Well, there's one cave. There's one cave with a, I don't know, full of fungus, and then there's one cave going down with the narrow passage, and there are two more guards, and they seem pretty straight.
Okay. Do we have any idea what are the conditions for hatching dragon eggs? Do we need moisture and heat? Do we need? Are there any pointers that the eggs might actually be in the room with the fungi?
So yeah, go ahead.
Well, in the room with the fungi, it was just full of fungi, but the guards were at the other place. So they would be guarding the eggs at the fungi room if they were there, right? So maybe, I don't know.
Makes sense.
So as you kind of debate inside, whispering to one another about where to find kind of the eggs or where they might be, you suddenly recall that rhyme that was sang to you.
Yeah, wasn't there this rhyme that was sang to me? Hang on, I wrote it down. Only where's my notes? Oh, damn.
In the meantime, Cedric, this commotion kind of takes you a little bit away, from all the carts and all the business. You know, the area in which most people kind of unload their loot, and people like Renari is counting it. The kobolds are carrying it to the cave. Like all of this probably has stopped at the moment the halfling was beheaded. And by the way, guards are kind of carrying his, corpse closer to the cave mouth, probably to be picked up and transported inside. You spot through all of this a gnome. She is small built, whimsical eyes. She is a red-haired, crooked smile, and she has this like a pirate's cap. And she's kind of smoking a pipe, like a long one, and just sitting on top of one of the big boulders there. She's watching you as this whole thing going on around you, and she has this smile that kind of, I know what's going on. They don't, as she watches you.
Oh, and I forgot to ask earlier, when Nightscale flew off, in what direction did she fly?
It's a very good question. She flew to the northwest.
So sort of towards Baldur's Gate?
Yeah.
Is there like any other major settlements or anything on the way there from where we are?
That's a good question. I will tell you in a minute. So I will get a look at the map.
Baraghost seems Candlekeep.
So, Candlekeep is to the west. She flew kind of to the northwest. So probably El Turel is like directly on her route, and then more to the west is Baldur's Gate. Nothing in between that you can remember. And then if you take it more to the north, like a lot more, there's Waterdeep, but that's like months of, trailblazing. But, maybe a dragon can make it much faster.
Weren't we southwest of Greenest right now?
Yes, exactly. Southeast. Yeah, to the south mostly, but yeah.
Somewhere south, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the map on Roll20 right now.
Oh, nice. Good.
Well, that's, a civilized part of the world that she's flying to. That's interesting on a huge dragon.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but I'll make a point to remember that, and whatever else I can learn about routines and how they worship Tiamat, the queen here, and what I maybe said wrong about him sacrificing himself.
So you kind of learn a couple of things just by talking to people and kind of not being very pushy. You kind of learn two things. One of them, this hoarding kind of operation is going on for a couple of weeks now, and this is not the only camp that some of the people are aware of. So it seems like there are more camps like this scattered around the area, and the area in which you are now is pretty much a very wild one. So a couple of towns here and there, maybe larger towns to the north, as you said, but a lot of empty wilderness. So it's kind of very convenient. A lot of the loot has already left the camp. So whatever you see here is not the entirety of it. And it seems that carts are leaving to the north and northwest as well. So this is one thing that you that you definitely learn. It seems like the composition of people here are like most of them are basically mercenaries. These are people who are, found no other occupation, like on the edge of being like a, criminal to to banditry. So a lot of them are from the outskirts of society, broken people. So most of them are those kinds of people. But here and there, you can see a true believer. And when you kind of try to speak with them a little bit, like it seemed like that they would expect some punishment along the line of, take his money and make him swallow it or something like that. Something that is about greed, which the queen kind of promotes, but not stupid greed, like not go in and simply take money, but something more elaborate. And it seems like Nightscale, at least from what you learn from the people around, appreciates elegancy in both in punishments and both in execution, and sacrificing himself was kind of more, Baal, Bane, those gods that are, mad evil and not elegantly evil, along those lines.
Right. Any information about some of the other camps? Maybe we already learned there were other leaders.
So you
I'm
do,
pretty sure you mentioned like Wormspeakers or
yeah.
I
So
think.
you are aware that there is at least one more, a white worm speaker,
Yeah.
but you didn't hear about any else. And actually, you didn't get what made them worm speakers, beside the fact that they are like presence. You could see Nightscale and the way she handles herself. It was kind of, oh, she is something special. No one here ever saw the white one, and it seems like communication between them is done via dragons. Yeah.
Then I'll enjoy all the free drinks, and
Okay.
and after a while I will make my way over to the gnome, like just
Yeah.
hey.
Mel, did you find the rhymes?
Yes. Well, they were found for me. Thank you for posting them. Yeah, well, we have the rhymes. So they're in the chat on Discord. Thanks for posting them. I'm not sure which one it relates to. In cracked stone with silencing. This is maybe the caves. So guys, help me out here.
Well, there's no trees here, so no twisted oak. Probably maybe the jewel's not here.
Yes, I agree. I'm not sure about the skull of Fang and Horn. It sounds like a dragon skull, but I haven't seen any dead dragon heads here.
The
So
cave entrance doesn't resemble a dragon's skull, right?
excuse me, I didn't hear what you said.
I believe that the cave entrance looks like a dragon skull. If I'm correct.
Does it?
I'm not sure if I caught the description all the way.
That the
Okay.
If I recall correctly, that was yes.
Either does the cave entrance look like a dragon skull?
You never really kind of I don't know, studied it in that focus and determination, maybe, or maybe it's just an interpretation of dragon Mao or something like that. So maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If we see if we see any sort of oak or tree or something, then
so the mushroom cavern, like mushroom, those they do see like trunks, so maybe.
Interesting. Okay. Then maybe the mushrooms are worth taking a look at. The just to confirm the description of the place, there's if we go down the cave, we'll see it turns to the right, and then there's a bigger area where we have two choices on where to go: the mushroom and the
Yeah, the mushroom and the tighter corridor. So the mushroom, you need to kind of step down into this bigger room, and so you know, and actually, like when you think about it, maybe indeed the this mushroom cave is kind of a forest, and the you know there are the trunks and they're twisted, and you know mushrooms move. So interesting, maybe. And then there is to the other side, there is a tighter corridor, like really tight. After you pass it, there are two passageways to which both have a guard standing, watching over them. You don't know what there is behind them.
Okay. Well,
And now I'm not there, but maybe look at the line where embers crackle and shadows mourn. We did have shadows attacking us, and shadows attack this camp also.
dun, 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 dun.
It's like in the middle, beneath the skull of Fang and Horn, where embers crackle and shadows mourn. And eye watches with scale so bright, flame it swift before the night. The eyes watches scale so bright, could be night scale.
Could be. Claim it swift before the night. If they hatch soon, it had to be swift. And embers crackle probably in the campfires.
Or why it's hot and humid in here, in the cave.
Hmm.
But again, I'm not there, so I don't know anything.
Yeah. So we debated this before. Of course, we had days of travel.
Of course we did. Yes.
Well, I feel more comfortable killing guards than going up against poisonous mushrooms.
Yes, the mushroom thing is not very enlightening. The idea of encouraging the idea of stepping into a field of huge mushrooms that might shoot spores or do whatever. Actually,
Right.
well, sometimes my aunts, they use those mushrooms. They say it's fun.
Then it's definitely not fun.
Probably.
Okay. So shall we do some sneaky towards the guards?
I believe they are alert, so we can try, but it will most probably end up in a fight.
Yeah, I can put one to sleep, probably, unless they have a lot of health.
Okay, so you want to sneak in?
Yeah,
Yes.
sneak and being guided by the owl's vision, like not turn the corner where they're gonna see me, so we can and see the distance and
Okay.
and so on.
So make a stealth check as you kind of squeeze into the tight corridor. As I said, it's not it's not
24.
amazing. It's not a stone one. It's not like someone built it. It was probably dug or something like that. Maybe the cave was already there, but you kind of squeeze yourself, especially in Enhal. You try to kind of fit your armor. Yeah, just with a 2. I kind of got it from your smile. So Mel is being super sneaky, and
Well, I'm a kobold now.
yeah, exactly. So you get really kind of out of the corridor into the T section, and you can see like right in front of you there's a guard standing, arms crossed, and you can see, or maybe the most interesting thing that you spot is the scabbard of his sword, which has kind of dragon motifs on it. The opening has like the cave opening that he stands like this, in front of, has a dragon skull etched into the stone.
Aha.
And you can see that the eyes of this dragon insignia are actually holes, and you can see the some sort of a flame kind of dance behind it. You believe that maybe it's a forge or some sort of I don't know, maybe a fire place or something like that. But it kind of gives the it gives the
Impression.
impression. Yeah, forgot my English. That it's a burning eyes of the dragon or some sort. So this is what you spot, and as you spot this, Eliath, what was your roll?
19.
A 19 is good. You can hear Eliath is breathing behind you, and then you can hear like this metallic screech against stone and dirt, and you can hear Anhal like, oh, stuck. So anything you want to do before, like anything you want to do as you kind of hear that, the guard is kind of.
I'm definitely not gonna sneeze.
If you do it in real life, it's in game as well.
Oh crap! Of course, those are the rules. As I hear the scratching metal behind me, I'm just gonna be like, well, okay, and I'm just gonna poke my head out and cast sleep on the guard.
Okay.
Which is
So do we
5d8.
roll?
Huh?
Okay. Let's see. Wait for it.
22 hit points.
Let's see. I'm not sure. See what the
And
months.
he's level
Let's
3
see.
special. They're just kobolds stacked on top of each other. It's fine.
3 kobolds and a trench coat.
How many hit points?
22.
That person kind of he looks around, and then you can see his eyes as he kind of and he draws his sword.
And he has 23 hit points.
Which has this growling sound as it being pulled from the scabbard, and it seems like a wisp of smoke kind of follows the trail of the blade. Roll initiative, please.
All right.
8.
Oops.
Neat.
21.
And Hal with an 8, Mel with a 21,
23.
and
Awesome.
Eliath with a 23.
Kill this guy.
I
And,
assume I don't need to roll.
Oh,
And you got this. You totally got this. I believe in you.
Yes.
and the dragon-shaped soldier. Oops. No, I'm. Okay, Eliath. So your spell. Actually, no. Let's do this. That was the surprise run. So yeah, what do you want to do? You kind of cast your spell, didn't work. This crazy dragon paladin or whatever he is
Paladin.
No, I'm just level 20 paladin. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna get one shot. Then well I charge at him and begin to move weirdly as I begin to do my elven dance, my blade dance.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit him with my short swords.
Okay.
So first hit with an attack, it's natural 1, great. And then with my bonus action on my other hand, 16 to hit.
So this person, the first attack, he simply kind of he has, as I said, kind of plate armor. He just sidesteps it pretty easily. And the second one, he slaps your blade with his sword, and shouts, "To the glory of the queen!" And his shout kind of reverberates in the hallways, and then you can hear more footsteps from the other side. Seems like the guard from the other room also kind of heard him. Yeah, those were 2 misses. And it's actually Mel's turn now. Ooh.
Yes. I would shoot him with a magic missile. And that is Hang on.
It only rolls one magic
Yes.
missile attack per time you click on it. Annoyingly.
Yeah. Yes, so that is, I hate that bug, but okay, I'll just click on it 3 times and then.
It's a feature, not a bug. You could just do like /R 3d4 plus 3 if you wanted instead.
Okay, so it has 10 in total.
10 damage?
10 damage.
Okay.
Unless there is force resistance or similar.
Well, that's fine. So you cast the magic missile, and as a kobold, the arrow kind of flares into existence and strikes the guard. He shouts, "Traitors are among us! My allies, gather!" And at this point, he will step right in and charge effectively the kobold because you are in front of him. So his sword kind of shrieks twice. The first...
He wouldn't go after Eliathorn, who was standing next to him?
No, because Elias is behind Mal. So, and he doesn't...
Elias went up to hit him with swords.
Yes.
Oh, you kind of stepped... Elias it is. You're completely right.
I ran at him.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. So the first attack is 21 to hit. The second attack is
I'm
24 to hit.
Well, I guess it's gonna be your campaign only, Cedric.
So the first...
So
the first attack is a 10 slashing damage. The second attack is 9 slashing damage.
then I'm down. Cut me down in 2 hits. Wait, with the hits were I have 19 AC, but they were above 20 in both of them. Right?
Yes.
Yep. I just charge. He just sidesteps and just cuts me down. 2 hits.
No shield spell or anything?
Oh, that's right. I do have a shield spell.
Ooh.
Let's use that.
Yeah, yes, let's use it.
Let's use it right now. So my AC is +5, so that's 24 AC.
Yeah, one attack is being negated this way.
Which one hit, the 9 or the 10?
Just let's say the 9. I don't remember. Too late for me to remember like details in
Super.
that happened 40 seconds ago. It's like
Okay, well then I'm still up. Everything's gonna be fine. Like,
okay.
no
And Hal, your turn,
Going
and you can hear the second kind of guard approaching. Again, same uniform, same scabbard, same shadow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I? No, probably not. Can I still move?
Yes.
Because I want to move past them. Is that
You,
possible?
yes, but you might they might kind of slap you on the way as you try to move past them.
Any way to avoid that? Except by not moving past them?
No. Unless you can disengage as a bonus action or something like that.
No. Yeah, but that's not going to change if I move past them, right? So I will just... No, I can do it next round. Okay. Yes.
Okay. And Hal, what do you want to do?
All right. So, how are we positioned? I guess one guard is in front of Lythorn.
Right, Mal is right behind him. You are behind all three, and that's that. You need to kind of basically push everyone. Oh, actually, no. You are. It's only you that needs to kind of go out of the corridor and simply engage. But it's very tight quarters, and the other guard is going to come up from your flank. So just be aware of it.
Okay. So, I am moving towards the guard that's engaged with Lythorn.
Mm-hmm.
And I touch Lythorn for a sanctuary.
Okay.
To begin with, as a bonus action.
Nice.
And as an action, I attack the the guard with my sword for. Oh, sorry, forgot. For a natural one to hit. So I don't.
Okay. He kind of twists his blade and slap your blade to the ground. There are like a sparks come out as you hit the floor. But you do manage to get that sanctuary on Elithorn. And the god kind of shouts, "My queen protects me! You shall not pass!"
Oh my god, this guy killed him.
None shall pass.
None shall pass. At this point, the let's do this. The second guard approaches you from the flank and charges straight into you, Enhal. So his first attack. Oh, that's a 15. Second attack. The second attack is a 24.
The second hit.
Okay, and this is 8 plus 3. That's 11 slashing damage.
Out.
Out.
The queen
Ouch.
protects us all. When you kind of look and kind of turn toward him, you can see that the corridor from which he came is in a rough shape, so a lot of cracked stone walls and in and around like the corridor from which he came. So we're back at Elath.
All right. I look at Mal. Oh wait, no, we're trapped in between these two guards in this
Exactly.
hallway.
Yes, you can only go back if you want into a single file tight quarter. Yes.
So well, I'm gonna try to pick up the body of Angel.
He's still up, as far as I
No,
know.
I'm up. I'm up.
Oh, you're up. I thought you were down.
No,
No.
no. Out was because the damage was
Yeah,
enough.
ouch. It was ouch,
Ouch.
not an out.
Ah, buddy, I thought you said you were out.
Ouch.
Okay. Well, I guess we have one round to live. And then I have Sanctuary as well. This means that you can't target me. So I am going to try to run past into the other room.
Okay.
behind-
Okay, so Enhal, remind me what Sanctuary does, because to be completely honest, I don't remember.
Ward a creature within range against attack until the the spell ends, which is 10 turns actually. Or a harmful spell must first. Sorry, wait a sec. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose new target for the attack or lose the attack or spell.
Ah,
This
nice.
spell doesn't protect warded creature from area effects such as explosions of a fireball.
Okay, so it doesn't.
If the warded creature makes an attack, casts
yeah.
a spell that affects an enemy or deals damage to another creature,
Yeah.
the spell ends.
Okay. So
So
if you
wisdom
run
saving
past
throws.
them, they at least one of them will try to hack you. But a wisdom saving throw is a wisdom saving throw. They're like not sure to pass it, so still a risk.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we can kill these guys. So might as well try to keep pushing forward. So I'll just dive behind him
Okay.
and see if I can make it.
What is the DC for the wisdom check?
12.
Okay. So as you kind of dive, he lifts his sword and then his elbows buckle and he kind of looks surprised. My queen, why? And you manage to kind of dive through. So which one of the corridors you want to go? The skull of the dragon or the cracked stone?
The skull of the dragon.
Okay. So you dive right into a, like, not a big chamber. What you can see is this. It's a like almost an octagonal room. This room was kind of hacked into place, definitely a shrine or of some sort. You can see a brazier, right? This is how it's called, like hot coals. And the way the flame kind of dances creates like a lot of shadows on the walls. On top of the brazier is what appears to be a metallic cover with etched dragons on it. So every time the flame kind of dances, there are shapes of dragons being cast on the walls. Above all that, there is this really magnificent statue of a five-headed dragon. The scales of the statue are so like polished and bright. You are almost kind of awestruck, and you kind of stand there just watching it. And in its multitude of hands, the creature holds a black egg. There is like a ton of treasures like thrown on the floor of this room. It's almost as if the you cannot see the the floor, like a hoard, and this statue in front of the brazier, and something is maybe off, as you can almost feel that the statue is kind of moving, but you're not sure. Everything is so kind of fast, and those guards are behind you, and you're kind of dazzled with all the wealth here. Anything you want to do?
No eyes watching, and unless it's like the statue's eyes.
Make a perception check.
11.
Not that you see.
Not that I see. How big is the egg? Like, could I just put it in my book bag?
Yeah.
Well, and how far am I from the egg?
It's like a couple of steps. It's not a huge room.
Okay. Then I run up to next to the brazier. And I turn around and tell at the guard, if you love Tiamat, then you'll stop right now. And I hold my sword above the egg as I'm about to stab it.
Okay. As you do, Mal and Enhal, you kind of get a glimpse of what's going on, because you can see Eliath kind of standing above something, but you don't see the details because you don't have like a clear view into the room. But you can definitely see something moving behind Eliath. At this point, we'll turn to Cedric, who is in
the cavalry.
Who is enjoying a nice beer, and like, oh, more beer, of course. Like, I have time for another beer.
So you kind of raise your flagon to that gnomish woman, and she nods and smiles, and she kind of motions you, and she stands up and drops behind the boulder. So basically she kind of, vanish from sight as you watch her. She kind of motions, stands up, and then drops behind the boulder she was standing on.
I will like approach her and go around, and if anybody else is like paying attention to me, it's like, oh, excuse me, nature calls. I need a moment.
Nature. And then
to just excuse myself so they don't follow along or pay attention to me. Hopefully.
Okay. So she is behind the boulder and starting to kind of edge towards the inner side of the camp, like in and around the vicinity of the cave, but not directly there. And she kind of smokes her pipe and looks at you, all 18 centimeters of her.
I will have an extra drink with me, like drink.
I don't mix that with weed.
Oh, well, more for me then. No, I don't get too drunk.
And she smiles and says, "Quite a work you did there on poor Sylvius. What a wonderful eye."
I don't know what you mean, my lady.
I've-
I always tell the truth, especially to beautiful women.
She kind of smiles and she's not sure if was that authentic or not. You want to make it authentic, like you want to try and kind of roll something, or is it like not authentic and on the table?
It part of it was clearly a lie, but you didn't describe how she looked other than she was a female gnome, so I
Yeah.
don't know if it's flattery or it's true.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so
Yeah.
they say. So
Then she is clearly beautiful
okay,
in her own way.
in her own way, awesome. She says, oh my god, she's looking at you and says, "Here for the eggs, eh?"
What ear for the X? Here for the X. Okay. Uh, oh, X. Oh, you mean the hatchling? Well, aren't we all here for that? In our own way.
She smiles and you have a way with words, I must say. Long time since I had someone that smart coming in through those gates. Morons, everyone. And she kind of looks around.
Well, you know what they say. Half of the population is dumber than average.
She like her smile widens and she says, "Well, seems like my companions got stuck along the way, got themselves mixed up with some silly attack in Greenest. A dwarf and a half elven lady. Maybe you've seen them.
Do I remember a dwarf and a half elven lady?
They were hanging around with Sylvius."
Oh. I don't know. Maybe there were so many people in Greenest.
Anyway, if you want, I know a kobold who knows a kobold. Who knows a back way into the cave.
Oh well, I. It's not like I'm interested or anything, but I'm always up for like a good adventure, and I am the curious sort. It's not something I planned, but if you don't mind me coming along.
She smiles and says, "Well, after that episode you had with that Black Beauty, and with your way of words, if we get caught, you might have a way out for us. And, I have the key, so figured we might have a small adventure. Might get out of the cave with an egg or two."
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to at least have a look inside. And why are you so interested in these eggs?
As I said, I know a kobold who knows a kobold.
Yes, but clearly you want the eggs for something.
Well, let's say that my employer is someone who is willing to pay a lot of gold for anything draconic, and an egg is a lot of draconic.
Yes, true. So if there's more than one egg, you just want the one egg, or
Whatever we can grab. And she starts taking you kind of along the route that kind of goes out of the camp and not really to that point where Life kind of cast his Featherfall, but somewhere in the vicinity.
yeah. I will put down the drink somewhere and stop drinking now.
she kind of looks at you and says, "Where are you from?"
Oh, so many places. I try not to stay anywhere for too long.
Exactly the kind of sort of guys that I like. And as you walk up to the crevice, you can see that like after the camp there is kind of a flat area, a couple of trees, a couple of boulders. You believe that maybe the dragon was resting there because you can see, the way the ground is kind of made up. There's a huge circle of torches or something like that. A lot of kobolds kind of running around in small tents. You believe that that was the area in which the dragon rested, and you do know that kobolds are treating dragons as gods or something like that. So it definitely seems like the right spot. And as she approaches, one of the kobolds kind of comes into her, kind of rubbing his hands.
As we're approaching this place and talking, could I do like an insight check on her to see if she's actually just interested in
Yeah,
the eggs for money, or if there's something else?
go for it.
Oh, that's not great. That's a 6 modified to a 6.
Um,
That's
from kind of the glint in her eyes, you definitely kind of recognize that in like professional thieves. So you're not sure exactly
yeah.
about her motives, but you can definitely get a sense that she's here for haste. So
Yes. I was just wondering for a moment if maybe she was working with the other harbor that was caught, but nah, that probably not.
yeah, not probably not
Yeah.
the right neighborhood.
No.
So she kind of speaks to the kobold, and he leads you into one of the, or behind one of the boulders that were at the dragon's place. And they do speak, and the kobold says something about worship. She agrees and hands him something, and then he kind of shows you behind the one of the boulders. There's kind of a chimney or some sort. You believe that if the dragon was there, maybe that was his way to communicate with whoever was inside. And she kind of thanks the kobold and points down. How about a climb?
I'm not experienced at this, but I can try.
Well, if you're not experienced, better you fall on your butt and not on me. So, man's first.
Well, if you insist. And I will try to make my way down.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Not acrobatics?
or acrobatics if you can somersault inside or something like that.
Oh yeah, I would say I'm not really good at this, and then I'll do like just moving from like ledge to ledge, just jumping my way down with acrobatics of 23.
Okay, she looks impressed, and kind of descends really quickly, kind of on using all of her kind of limbs to kind of nimbly come down, and you find yourself in a room that basically has a wait. Oh, lost it. Basically has a lavish furniture, so a rug and a very nice bed and a fireplace and a mirror and a closet, and a desk, and like it seems like someone was living here very comfortably.
Interesting place. Do we have time to take a quick look around here?
So
I'd say.
the problem is, as you kind of go into the room, and with her just following you, you can definitely hear the sounds of battle. from the room you are in, there is a very tight corridor that goes into a closed door, and behind that closed door you can definitely hear shouts and to the glory of the queen and ching ching ching, like people are fighting, but it's a very tight close quarter fight. The sound doesn't carry very well in those twisted halls, and the gnome like immediately seems worried. It's just, damn it, we're not the first.
Yeah, but we better hurry and investigate what that is. Or maybe it's just a good distraction. I'll make my way there towards the sound.
Okay, make an initiative roll.
Okay, that's 14.
Okay. 14. Good. So, Mal, Eliath went into a room, turned around, said something to the guard, but you could see something like a shadow, something like that, moving behind the Lythorn. But again, everything is in a blur, in a fight. What do you want to do?
There's something moving, Elithorn, behind you. And then Mel will run into the. Was it a cracked stone entrance? You said?
Indeed.
Mel will run into this entrance.
Okay. That will require you to go past two of the soldiers, but if you want, you can simply disengage and run, and then you don't have an action to make, but you will not be slapped around by them. So, is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I have to imagine the scene. So it's not the same way that Eliathorn went and then just taking a turn at a different place.
Yes,
but I have to go it.
Exactly, but he had Sanctuary and he wanted to kind of use that to avoid the attack.
Yes, but I have to pass the same guard?
Yes, or the other one, doesn't really matter. I mean, think about it as a T-junction that goes like this.
Yes. I figure that if I use the guard, if I try to pass the guard that Eliathorn used, because he basically was busy with Eliathorn, I can,
Actually, I'll allow it. You kind of meta game, but it's fine. Yeah, he doesn't have two reactions in one round, so you're technically
he's
correct.
so busy with him.
Yeah, that's a good one. A good one.
I'm a small kobold.
A good one. A good one. I'll yeah. Let's roll with that. So, the other room. Okay.
So that's my move action, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ice out. Thank you, guys, both of you.
You got this. I do like this in fireworks.
Hold on.
Okay. The other room is something of a really, really weird looking chamber. First, it stinks. It kind of goes down into what appears to be a wet pool. So there is a circle of stone and dirt. Next to it is what looks like robes and boots and parts of a cloak or something like that. Everything is soaked wet, thrown on the floor. There is a foul stench that hangs in the air, and sorry, a pool of some sort that kind of sometimes have a bubble kind of bloop goes up on it. There is something in the water. It looks like a red ruby or something like that, but too big to be a ruby. Like in the second glance, might be a red dragon's egg inside the water, but the room is very still, and you kind of have this icky feeling all around you as you go in. So this is what you see.
Okay. I cast Shatter spell on the egg.
Go for it.
I will. So Mel just, I don't know, what does she use? A bone wand, probably. No, she has a holy symbol of Zephyrus, of course, her holy symbol of Zephyrus. And she swirls it around. And shatter.
Okay. So
And do you want me to roll damage?
yes, please. The entire pool, which is not like a hugely deep, explodes. And as the water kind of go out in a thunder, you can see that the small pool is connected to a cave, an underground cave that probably goes out of the of the complex, but it's flooded with water. And there was something inside of that cave in addition to the egg that was simply lying on the floor of the pool. You can see tentacles, hands, whatever, but it's like everything explodes, and then this thing kind of is sucked into or escapes or flees into the cave, into the underground kind of. What was your damage?
21.
Whoa. Nice. Let's see.
And hang on, I have to check something for the spell description.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's a saving throw for half. But inorganic matter, but the egg probably is not inorganic.
No. So you crack it immediately. What happens is that as the water kind of gets pushed out of the pool, the eggs cracked. You can see two red wings of an infant dragon. As it kind of pours out of the egg, it kind of flaps its wing a little bit, tries to kind of draw breath, but then obviously born too soon, and then it grows still and dark, and then the water rushes.
So the water takes it away somewhere, or?
No, it kind of rushes in, and then it's kind of a broken egg within a puddle. All the icky stuff kind of floats atop, and that's it.
So the dead wormling, is it floating on top as well? Then
Yes.
If yes, I will grab it.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
As this happens,
Oh, I'm so sorry. Not.
As this happens, you can hear the guards, or at least Enhal, you see one of the guards who were just watched Mal kind of slid. He looks into the room, and his face goes white. He is like in total shock that this is what happened. So in a shout of rage and almost madness, he simply turns around and charges at Mal, which allows both of you to attack him for an opportunity attack if you want.
Yes.
Well, I'm not in melee range.
17
Right.
to hit.
A 17 to hit, you scratch the back of his armor plate, like armor. Sparks go out, but it doesn't seem to affect him. Eliath?
I mean, I'll take a shot with a bow if you allow me.
Yeah.
11.
Flies back. So he will simply fall right behind Mal and try to slice her into nothingness. So Mal, these are 2 attacks.
Is this the same round? Yes.
Yeah. The first attack is a 9, actually.
A 9?
A 9, yeah, sorry. And the second attack is an 18.
Ouch. Yes. Do your thing.
So my thing is 11 slashing damage.
Okay, great. Thank you.
He is...
Ouch! But too late!
He, you can see...
that thing.
You can see tears in his eyes as he kind of gets pushed into this kind of mad I don't have the word. He simply kind of throws the sword and tries to grab your neck. So that was number one. And then we have Cedric. So Cedric, as you open the door with the gnome behind you, you can see Eliath and Anhal in a fight with a black armored, guard. But this guard looked very formidable, and your friends already have multiple cuts and bruises. Mal is not around, but you can hear, like, "I'll kill you!" shout from within one of the rooms just behind it, and Mal is kind of like, too late, too late. So something bad is going on there, but you're not sure what. What do you want to do?
This is not my area of expertise. Like talking to cultists and like that I know how to deal with. Like this, fighting, no, go away. No, I will rush in and help. I won't say anything. I'll just go in, cast a spell on the Black Knight or whatever he is.
Okay. Go.
Heat metal.
Oh,
So I'll
nice.
sing a little song, and then on his armor, make that glow red.
Amazing.
Heat.
Yeah. So
And
you
hopefully he isn't resistant to heat or anything. But
so you cast a spell. Does it do anything on the first round?
yes, it does deal some fire damage. If I can find the right die for this, there we are.
Okay. The gnome. What?
8 points of fire damage.
Okay, the gnome will kind of kneel and place a I don't know if it's a well directed, but a bolt, and try to kind of hit him, which actually is enough to hit him. This is sneak damage. So you hit the metal, and then you can see a bolt kind of sticks right behind his knee, and he buckles a little bit. This is 12 points. Okay, at this point, yeah.
While he's wearing the heat metal thing, since he can't really take it off, I assume it's plate mail or something like that.
Exactly.
Then he has a disadvantage on all attacks and ability checks.
Okay.
So everything except for saves.
Okay. So he, that person, like now with his armor glowing, and still holding this sword. I'm not talking about the one with Mal's inside that pool area. He is looking at you, Eliath and Inhal, and he holds his sword in almost a ritualistic way. Inhal is looking at you. He's holding his sword in a ritualistic way, and you can see him shaking after he understood what happened in the other room, and says, choose how you die. Any response you want to provide?
In several years from now.
And he rushes towards you. Not if my queen decides so.
Screw your queen.
And he's with a disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that is a 14 to hit.
No.
So he slams his sword on your shield, I assume, or maybe crossed with your sword, and sparks go out. And as you are kind of locked into this, sword fight, Eliath, no, you know what? It's not your turn yet, so we'll wait. This is actually... It was him. That was him. We are with Enhal, so you can actually...
So, I'm melee in melee range with a guy that
Yes.
attacked me, right?
Yes.
So, I try to push his sword away and go for an attack on his neck with my sword.
Okay, he looks at you, and you can see his eyes, they're bloodshot, and he says, I can smell your righteousness. If you only knew what we're trying to do here, you would crawl on your knees and die out of shame. And he kind of spits it as he's speaking to you.
So I try to push him away, but with my sword, and attack him, but I actually can't. I
Right.
guess we hit for 7. Again, we clash our swords, and nothing happens.
Okay, yeah. Still locked in.
And nothing more I can do for now.
Okay, so that was in hell. And we are, if I'm reading it correctly, we are back to Eliath. And Eliath, the last thing that you've heard was behind you. What do you want to do?
With my hand holding it on top of the egg still,
Yes.
I look behind me.
It seems like the green head of the statue is actually alive. You can see some sort of a serpentine figure kind of moves above you, and you can see its red eyes and 2 fangs. The mouth kind of opens.
I very cheekily snatch the egg and run towards the hallway.
Okay.
Pocket the egg and run towards the hallway.
Okay. I'm assuming you disengage and then run. I mean, I'm assuming, right? Otherwise.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you grab the egg and you run outside into effectively the you know, Enhel and this Black Knight who is kind of fighting him. And as you go out, holding the egg, you can hear the jaws of the whatever that was kind of close behind you, but it was a futile attempt to kind of bite you. So that's that.
Yep. I just get into. I pocket the egg and I take out my swords and I get into the to help out Enhal in the melee here.
Awesome. We are reminded that the sanctuary spell is still on, which is a good
Yes.
a good one. Mal, what do you want to do?
Okay, so remind me of the scene. He came in, he charged in, tried to hit me. No, he hit me.
Yes. And now he's
And
basically he threw his sword, and now he seems to be lunging towards you with like pure hatred, trying to choke you, maybe drown you in the pool or something like that. He's charging you, hands forward.
Yes, I want to do the following. I'll just describe what I want to do, and then we can see how it works out, okay? So what I would like to do is I would like to hex him, run away, and if possible, grab the sword or push it in the water if I cannot grab it.
His sword?
That's what he dropped.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hex him and then throw his sword into the water.
Well, I'd rather take it.
Okay. Got it.
And then run away with that.
Oh, got it.
Hex. So that would be action economy wise. That would be action, free object interaction,
and run. Okay,
move
that
action.
Makes sense. So as you hex him, let you in a minute.
For strength. I hex him for strength.
Good. So you hex him.
That's only a bonus action. Hex, the hex spell.
It's only a bonus action. Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, great. Then, I can even cast a spell. Awesome. Oh no, I'll save the spell in case he wants to attack me. Okay, great.
Okay, so you kind of hex him, and then you go for the sword. He is trying to kind of, with one of his hands, time to simply kind of claw you or something like that. But he has a guntled hand. This
Yes,
is
then-
dangerous. Yes.
Yes. So then, if he, I will put up the shield.
Okay. So his hand kind of slams into your shield. He wasn't gonna to roll too low. So kind of sparks fly as your magical shield kind of stands, and so you're kind of in this position in which he's trying to crowd you, and you're protecting yourself with the spell. Eliath is running away with his egg, and like guarding it, and in the in the middle of Anhal and that other dark knight or whatever who are still fighting, and at this point, when everybody are busy, you, Cedric, suddenly freeze as you simply see a blade coming out of your chest. And she whispers in your ear, "I got to have this egg." And blood kind of comes out. Her blade is sticking right from your chest. And this is where we'll stop for tonight.
That's
So
what
long
you
rest,
get
right?
for
Next session?
cleric.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Thought we were getting a handle on this, but now.
Yeah, we totally got this. It's just a flesh wound. Oh wait, I'm not the Black Knight here.
Awesome.
Come back, I can still bite.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so one egg.
And we entered the room where Elias was, right? With the Tiamat statue, or where did we approach from?
No, you came in from a room that was apparently belonged to one of the high priests or something.
Yeah. But when we saw the fighting,
Mhm.
we went to Fort.
Yeah.
Then
Toward that room. Yeah. Good. Okay. So hopefully in 2 weeks' time we'll see how it ends. Yeah. What?
Well, we have the Easter holidays coming up,
Okay.
and in 2 weeks is Easter Sunday.
Mm.
And I'm not sure about you guys, but I have family. Well, I was going to say issues, but they're not issues. They are family responsibilities.
Responsibilities. Okay. So we'll chat offline and see if we can maybe either we'll push it 3 weeks or we'll maybe play all again next Sunday. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So just note your availability in the coming 3-4 Sundays, and we'll find a spot.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Good. Thank you very much. Really liked it. Good to be back. And yeah, have a good one and see you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, break a leg
It
for
was-
your gig.
For your gig. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. We'll send you a recording.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Bye
Bye.
bye.